Today is Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Green day number 2 in a row for me. Ended last week on Friday with a green day. Today I'm up about 60 bucks, which is like 2.3%. Really solid green day for me. I went 2 for 3 on my trades this morning. I went green to break even to green on my trades. I took them all pre-market on breaking news, so that was a good feeling there. I'll show you the trades, and hopefully I can keep a little bit of this green streak going here and string together a few green days in a row. This is where I made the first trade of the morning. Ticker VSEE. We had a squeeze up here on breaking news. I made my entry right here. We had a big green topping tail candle settle back down. This next candle initially started to dip a little bit and then came right up through. Once we broke the main body of this previous candle, I made my entry. This is in the 180s. I'm expecting the move to kind of hit up right around the $2 mark, and that coincides with how the level 2 was looking at this time as well. Once we broke through the mid 190s, I think I clicked sell at like 194. We had a flash right at 2, and then it settled in at like 193, 194. So that was just a quick little scalp of a trade from the 180 to the $2 mark. I didn't get the full move here. It would have been nice to make an entry down here, but I was really waiting for an appropriate pullback for an entry point. So that's it was a very small pullback here, but it did the trick, and it gave me some clean profit for the beginning of the morning. This is where I made my second move of the day on Monday, and the only loser on the day. This is a 1-minute chart of the ticker ECDA, and guess where I lost money on this move? No better spot than right here. We went from 30 cents all the way up to 95 cents, and I picked the one spot where there's going to be a 5-cent draw down here. I had been watching this for probably 10 or 15 minutes at this point, just climb and climb and climb. As clean of a chart as you could ever want. I almost pulled the trigger right here in the 40-cent mark, expecting to squeeze to 50 cents. I kind of wish I had. It squeezed way up all the way through 50 cents into the 60s. This chart, I was even watching it on a 15-second chart as well, and it was just continuously climbing. There was no good pullback for an entry until I friggin' bought in, and then it pulled back. Just a perfect pullback scenario here. This is about a 4 or 5 cent drop, and then it just rips all the way up, almost unscathed to the 95-cent mark. A little slight pullback here, but either way, I bought in almost the topping tail of this candle. I got in at 65 cents, and by the time we had a couple red candles here in a row, I got out at like 61 cents, a 4-cent loss. It wasn't anything major, but man, just that was the pullback I had been waiting for. And then it just went another 10 or 15 minutes all the way up to 95 cents without me. Maybe I should have held on longer, but I had no clue if this was going to be just a wicked reversal here or not. So I had to get out. That was 2 red candles in a row where I was holding, so my loss could have been much worse. But it is what it is. I need to get better at not hesitating. That 40 cent all the way to 65 cent, that'd have been real cool. But it is what it is. This is where I made my third and final move on Monday morning. Ticker INDO on the 1-minute chart. This is right at the opening bell. I had this chart along with a few others open on the opening to see what was going to become the obvious choice. This one clearly went that way for me. Once we broke the $7 range, I was just waiting for an appropriate entry. We had a little bit of a pullback right here. Once we got back into the 17s, I clicked buy. This candle just went straight up to the moon. A little bit of a consolidation candle, and then boom, we flirted with the $8 mark and then just came right back down. That was just a flash at $7.95 before we settled back in here in the 770s. After that quick dip there, I went ahead and clicked sell. I got filled at $7.69. And another thing about this, I still had my pre-market order set for buy on the ask, sell on the bid, along with a 10-cent leeway to either side. So my fills weren't that great on my buy or my sell here, but we still had a really solid move, a nice entry point. I waited for the appropriate pullback and then made my entry and exit. It would have been really cool if I could have been quick enough to hit that flash up there at 7.95, but it didn't work that way. I still got a nice exit here with over 50 cents of profit. Really solid move, really great way to end Monday.